Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're getting the combine fueled up right now through our convenient access hole in the back panel, but it's time to cut my older brother and younger brother's 40 acres of soybeans today. I'm pretty excited for it. It's windy out here. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad for you guys, and hopefully you're as excited about the 6R project as I am. In the last video you saw us doing some work on this head, or we had some work to do on the head. Tucker went down to Cook's and put new floor sheets in it, got new dams, which are these things right here. They're rock dams, which also act as a bracket for those stainless floor sheets. Andrew and my dad also got a couple, one from John Deere, one from Cook's, a couple of the reel tubes. So got that all ironed out. There's the cheap farm truck in action, the Stud King header trailer. We're about ready to rock. I don't know the exact numbers on the amount of money we saved on the head, but someone had a great idea. With the combine feeder house repair, I should have put what the dealership price on parts was versus salvage yard and the difference, see if it's worth it. I'll do that on this head. I don't know what those numbers are. I'll put them up here somewhere once I sit down and calculate that all out. But that was a good idea to show the difference in cost savings between going to a dealer or pulling them yourselves at a salvage yard. We got the whole fleet out here though. We've got the semi. That's an old O'Reilly's truck. I know some of you guys had some questions on it. That was a cheap semi that Andrew found. We've had this trailer for a little bit because we knew at some point we were going to try to farm ourselves and needed a hopper bottom. We used to do everything with a pickup truck for my dad's stuff and with the 6620. Got Tucker's grain cart, the 8300. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But this was a rolled over, totaled out tractor. I still have to fix the cab on that. And that was a totaled out combine. We've just been making it happen on a budget. And then this truck over here, we're gonna do a cheap farm truck build. I figured out that it needs catalytic converters. That's what that engine misfire slash exhaust leak, whatever that sound is, it's coming from the cat. So for like 1,200 bucks, I ordered some from Ford, and I'm waiting for new oxygen sensors, and then we'll get that truck fixed up. Still need to, well, I have to fix it before I can go get a safety inspection per the state of Missouri. So that's where we're at on that truck, and 6R, all that stuff. We got parts for the 6R in to do a service on it, so we'll have that coming. Yeah, stay tuned, guys. Should be a fun day cutting beans. And there's a ton of content that's going to be coming this winter because we've got a lot of work to do to get ready for next season. Just remember that we never opened the rock trap. Just forgot about it. Look at this chunk of concrete. There's something else in there too. Let's see what we got. Chunk of, that might be an actual rock. Some more junk in here. Tucker's got her fueled up. This is going to hand me the handle back through. There we go. We're still waiting on Andrew to get off work and get over here. So we're going to take the old cheap farm truck and the 635F over to the field. We cut all my parents' stuff earlier this week. And I didn't get a lot of that on film since Tucker kind of picked at it throughout the week. He was off, which worked out nice. We're gonna focus in today on getting their stuff done. This gate setup's pretty tricky, and we gotta pull a Yui with this thing. Luckily, these header trailers follow really well. Looks like we're clear. The old farm truck's bald tires are spinning a little bit. This might not be good. Hopefully it follows. Oh, we might have a little bit of a ditch turn. Let's see what that tandem's gonna do. Oh, we're good. Let's stop blocking the road and get out of here. You can hear that exhaust leak. There's the 40 acres of beans we have to cut. Pretty excited to see how these Mustang soybeans yield. Rolling up the driveway. Pretty rough. Pulling a Yui around the house. I wanted to buy this place once upon a time, but it got split up and it's getting developed. Now we got to swing on through. There's the water pump. There's stuff off in this tall grass. We've got a gate over here or an opening. We got in the fence. We got to figure out where to position the head at. Beans look pretty good. We're gonna leave this truck here and go eat some lunch. Lunch today is brisket and fries from Brandon Iron. Our bellies are full. Now it's time to fire this old stuff up. Open the door. Let's see what she's got here for us. Every time. She's got the Kansas City Chiefs Cup from McDonald's. They're not doing too hot this year though. Let's see what we got here. Can we catch any of the black smoke? Nope. Rolling out. Getting the head picked up. This head's given us some fits, but it was cheap. Luckily, Salvage Yard's got quite a few of them to pull parts off of. Looks like we've got the cutter bar leaking hydraulic oil. Gonna have to keep an eye on that gate over there. I'm gonna move this truck out of the way, and we think we can contour the head up and over the fence and get in here and start making our way around. Let's see if they can do it. Looks like he's getting it. These big heads, you can twist them around to pull. You didn't really have to do that. That's wide enough. Well, that's great. Worked out pretty good. I'm gonna park this truck over there in the field. So this isn't our hay field right here. I'm about to get dusted. Crank the window. This old truck's got manual window cranks. It doesn't even have cruise control. We've got just the little menu stuff for the stuff in here, oil change required, so you can reset your miles and all that stuff here. Cruise control would have been up here, radio presets up here. This has none of it. What he's doing now, he's going to cut himself straight into the field. That way he can turn and start cutting versus sweeping and laying over beans. Got 214 on the clock now. We only made it pulling a trailer 171 miles, and we've got a third of a tank left. She's not very fuel efficient. You guys can see what he's doing there. Oh, we'll get out. I want to make sure there's nothing up here, because you can see like fence posts laying over. I think we're good. Here he comes. There we go. His real speed is just a tad fast. He'll get it figured out. He needs to drop his reel down. There he goes. Oh shoot. beans should yield pretty good, but at least they've got something to dump onto for now, because we still got to get the semi. We planted some Willcross soybeans on it's like 12-15 acre patch that we cut a couple nights ago, and those yielded pretty good. So those are going to be the competitor to these Mustangs to see what we plant next year. So let me know down below if your team Willcross, probably only local guys would know that, or if your team Mustang. This isn't a good sign. They're making their way around, and now they're headed back without a full load, and they stopped halfway through, so that's not a good sign. I don't see anything yet. What happened, Andrew?
The cutter bar broke.
The cutter bar broke. Broke in half?
Right here. Somewhere in here. Oh, right here.
Oh. Sure enough. Well, boys, looks like we better run to Cook's. Luckily, cutter bars are pretty easy to pull out, and the header trailer actually probably has a spot for a spare, but you just rip it right out of the center, so let's go get one. Had to swap the farm truck out for the service truck. Time to find us a cutter bar. Andrew and Tucker dropped the header trailer over there, and we're driving into the heads. Looks like a 30 or 35. We'll probably pull the one that Tucker pulled parts off of the other day. Must be this one. Well, that's gonna make it easy to fish out those since it's right here on the edge. There's the sheets missing that Tucker already pulled. It's like a decent head, actually. Should just be able to slide it on out. Looks like it's already loose. Ready? Oh boy. There we go. Slope. Go back. All right, go. All right, go forward, Tucker. We had a couple spots holding us up, now we're sliding out. Got the cutter bar out. It was hard because it's missing pieces, so it kept catching through the head. We need the rest of the reel tubes off this draper because this is the head that we got our reel tubes, or the one tube, so we're gonna come back and pull the rest probably tomorrow morning if we get beans done. Since we're paying $500 with or without a complete set of sections, which are these knives, we're gonna go ahead and pull them off this head and fix the cutter bar we just pulled out. Fix it up. This is a 30-foot cutter bar. We needed a 35. Just getting this 30-foot cutter bar taken apart so we can build a complete 35-foot cutter bar back and get our money's worth, because it's $500 whether we have the sections on there completed or not, so we might as well build it now. We don't have to fix it in the field. It's just hard to get these off of here. Without taking everything apart. So we got our cutter bar pulled out and fixed up. It's complete, so we're gonna walk it up to the header trailer. Got the cutter bar slid in the header trailer. That worked pretty nice. Walking back over to the service truck now. That was $500. I'll throw up here on the screen what it would have been from John Deere. Don't want to knock John Deere parts, but as a beginning farmer, if you can get parts as cheap as you can in these times with $9 beans, $3 corn, you probably should do that. They got in some grass around the edges, and that's what plugged her up and broke it. They've got the first piece out. They're working on pulling the second. Got the old cutter bar out. We went through and cleaned everything up. Loosened all these hold downs just a fuzz so we can slide it in a little easier. If you guys got any tips for sliding a cutter bar in and out, let us know. That was kind of difficult. Getting her pulled out. Time to walk it in. Almost. There we go. We're getting close. Getting close, just catching on a lot.
It's stuck.
We're slid in, Tucker's getting the wobble box hooked back up. And then we need to start tightening all the hold downs back up. Got to do that all the way down. Just a few more. Home Depot had these on sale if you guys want to pick one up. Pretty handy. Saving our butt now. That's it. Cutter bar's in. It's almost go time. The Gunner needs his blanket. Alright, Gunner. Oh, you got your John Deere shirt on too? Here's your blanket. Alright, Tucker. We'll fire it up and make sure the cutter bar repair is good to go. What do you think, Gunner? Some knuckles? Oh yeah. Alright, moment of truth. We are missing a bolt over here. Looks good, sounds good. We're about to get pelted again. $480-300 getting dusted out. It sucks that the sun's gone down, but what can you do? That's farming with old equipment. And for you guys that are new, that combine was totaled out. And that tractor was totaled out, and we're making it happen. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up. There's this new thing called Hype. I've only seen it on the cell phone, so hype the video if you can. I don't think it costs anything. And let's see how far we can get tonight. Gotta go unload Tucker. Uh-oh. Hopefully we didn't break again. Again?
Did he not tighten that?
I did. Is it?
Don't touch it, not anymore.
The little bearing cup for the wobble box is falling off. It's tight, so not sure what's going on. We'll give this another go. Good and tight. German torque specs. We're off and running again. I think the bushing on that cutter bar we bought just wore out and we need a new one. We're starting to smolder. For whatever reason, that bearing cup's not happy. Andrew's grabbing the fire extinguisher. I got a small one in the tractor, that way we don't have to use our big one. There's a bunch of grass right here, trying to cut through. The rest of the field's clean, it's just the end. Better safe than sorry. After that incident, I think we're gonna call it a night, get a new bushing for the wobble box in the morning, and not burn this field down and burn our equipment down. Gonna go ahead and dump what's on the combine. dust out. Much better. I didn't know it. Tucker just said he had to dump his Diet Mountain Dew out on that. Good thing we got over to him. He's pouring this water bottle on there and it's steaming. That's not good. I'm gonna go make a lap, make sure there's nothing still smoldering. Andrew's gonna take the wad of kindling and put it over there and keep an eye on that corner. That way we can shut the combine down, go to the dealership, and get a new bushing in the morning. Well, I didn't find anything. The combine's not burnt down. Starting off day 2 at the salvage yard is never a good sign. Got the girls with me. Andrew and my dad have already been hard at it. What have you guys got done so far? One reel tube off, or did you get the other one already?
This one's for the spare full set. The other one's just empty.
Oh, okay. The other one doesn't have
the other
fingers.
One was, this tube had all burnt and they're all shrunk.
Oh,
so,
I see.
You know, they really wouldn't connect right through here.
Right. Got the reel tubes finished up. That wasn't like an urgent thing, but it was something where they only had 2 left and we needed 2 of them for, to finish fixing the head. And so we grabbed those. Tucker went to the dealership and got the bushing needed to connect the cutter bar to the wobble box. Said that was a lot better. There's actually a little bit of pinch now. And so that should fix our problem from last night that almost burnt the combine down. And then he needed some hydraulic fluid because we have a hose leaking on the head. So he's running to get that. And we're finishing up, grabbing some stuff for the strobe lights that we were putting on the combine. While we're waiting on my dad to finish up some stuff, I think we're gonna pull this wiring harness for the unloading auger to get our light to work. Harness loose so far. I gotta shimmy down to that end. That's the sketchy end. Right now I'm hanging off the side to unplug the connector up there. Looks like the mice got to this one, so we're gonna keep looking. I think we got a winner right here. It's another 9770 with the same length auger that we have. At least it looks like it. Just gotta figure out. Oh, here's the ladder still in it. Engine's gone. That was a little violent. Easy access right here. This looks more promising, except what's going on at the connector. Maybe nothing. I think I might drive the truck over, stand on the back and unplug that. The rotor. Alright, start popping these back open on this one. Just loop it out. Get that off. That is smashed. Let's inspect that area. We don't want broken wires. We don't want spliced wires because you're paying the same amount of money for it. Stand by, folks. Looks alright. Wires are good, so we're gonna keep pulling until we find another spot that tells us to stop. Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Oh, my little stand is gone. I gotta get up in there again. Maybe I can reach over from the grain tank. Look at this auger. I don't know if you could tell. That's all crinkled up and they welded a plate on the backside. That's bad. Got the connector loose on this end. I think I got one more in here to get broke loose. Yeah, back in here. Alright, we're loose, and now I'm probably gonna have to drive the truck over and stand on it for the back of the auger. Got her hanging. It's just not worth reaching out and falling down and breaking my neck. These KUV style beds are handy. Now I can just hop up here, unclip that, pop this connector off, or pull the bulb out. We're ready to rock. Just noticed we got a Tiger light LED right there, so we're gonna snag that. Keep rolling, Andrew. Keep going. Keep going. As long as it's got the same plug. Right there. Looks like they had to splice it in. We're switching gears and pulling the harness off this 9660. Looks like the same length auger. And hopefully the connector on the end's the same. Andrew's got it disconnected from the combine, so now we're just gonna make sure the 9770 harness is the same connector. All right, Tucker called and said we got a steel line leak in. That's where the hydraulic fluid's going from the head. And so we're gonna go back to the heads we were pulling parts off of and see if we can grab a line out from underneath it. So this elbow that's leaking, so we gotta get in there and get that off. My wrenches don't go big enough? Nope. Andrew got it broke free with the pliers. Now we're just getting it off. This would be for the Hydroflex cutter bar. Andrew found me some new sunglasses. What do you guys think? In other news, Tucker just called and said the sickle at the wobble box was giving him problems again, so he's gonna swap back to the old cutter bar end and see if that stays on. Always something.
That way I can undo this hose.
We're not leaking at the hose though, just the elbow. I'm gonna slip it off. Good?
Yeah.
Feel the oil dripping down.
Okay, let go. I wonder if we just take this hose, because then that'd be one less O-ring. It's a nice hose.
Yeah, might as well not break it apart.
Really, this
We'll have to run across the street though and get a O-ring.
The O-rings that go right there.
Yeah.
We'll need 2 of them.
I bet this metal fitting elbow on ours is getting rusty, but John Deere dealership's down the road, so got to go get the new O-rings, put this back on the head. Here's what we got. We're gonna go ahead and keep the light and harness here. They don't like you cutting, and that harness was actually better. We've got the Hydroflex line, another wiring harness for the unloading auger, and then we've got the seal for the side of the cab with some random power socket covers, ashtray so we can smoke our cowboy killers, fountain auger lash that we're missing, some wheel bolt bushings that we haven't fixed yet, some hinge for the side panels, some pins for those, and some other random electrical stuff, a switch that was broken, and then the flashers switch. So got to show all this stuff to them in the office and get it paid up. Now on to the dealership for some O-rings. They want another $482. Trump better get that bailout money coming quick. I think I wore them out. Started to get cloudy and it's raining a little bit. Not looking good. Made it back. Tucker dumped what was on the cart from yesterday into the trailer. It's time for us to get to work. Having some Casey's pizza for lunch, but we got a new bearing and the new end for the cutter bar. Still giving Tucker some fits when he was trying to get it back together and testing this morning. Hopefully that takes care of that problem and we can get rolling before it starts raining too much. Andrew put the hydraulic line on down there. Tucker got the cutter bar and wobble box connection fixed up. Hard to say what my dad's messing with up there, but we're about ready to rock and roll. It's not raining right now. We're getting some random sprinkles, but we should still be able to run. You can see here where the hydraulic cylinder was losing pressure, leaking its fluid out and dragging. Couldn't find my glove in the dark and it went through the combine. Tucker's got her fired up. Gonna check it for leaks and make sure that wobble box stays together, put it in some crop. So far, so good. We're rolling. Hopefully the sun comes out. It's getting dark and cold and it is only 1 o'clock. See how we're doing. See roughly the middle of the combine. There's a bean right there. Not bad. Here's a bean. Pretty good. These are some pretty solid looking beans. We'll see what the tickets say, but I'll throw the seed number up there, so if you guys want to try these out yourselves. I can't remember what the number is off the top of my head. He's making his way around the field and he's getting a pile on there. Andrew should be somewhere over there with the grain cart. Everything's going good out there. It's a dusty one. Running good though. It's a good thing we got that windshield installed. Probably one of the coolest shots is filming over the crop, getting the combine going here. Andrew's getting it dumped on. Looks like he just finished. Need 300 more bushel. 300 more bushel, that trailer will be full. My dad should have talked about it, but we had an ECU 1180 code pop up for turbo inlet temperature too high. I think it was just the intercooler. Plugged up because they're back running. But almost done. Time to go catch some grain. Dust is rolling. Turned out to be a really nice day. The wind's blowing, sun's out, rain moved off. The 9770's running. What do you think, Andrew?
Pretty
good?
fun. Doing good.
Finally got this header tuned up. It's time to dump. We're gonna see if old Larry, aka my dad, can handle this. Not run the dual on the edge of the header. Drop back to like 2 mile an hour, Andrew. 2.5. That is an awesome tractor right there. Laser focus. Let it empty out a little more and then kick it off. That's probably good. Alright, he's swinging out. Let him get a little ways away, Andrew. Now you're clear. Swing her in. And we're rolling. We still have the Hydroflex pressure problem where we figured out that if you lift the head on the end rows, it spikes the pressure to 1800. And that's probably why it found the leak spot in the line. And you gotta adjust it down, and then it's fine the rest of the way until you go down there, lift it up, and then the Hydroflex pressure comes back up. So gotta figure out what's going on. What the Hydroflex is doing is allowing that 35-foot cutter bar to flex contour with the ground. So it's got a series of hydraulic cylinders that if you put more pressure to them, they lift up off the ground. If you put less pressure, it lets the head sag. So typically, dry conditions, you can run lower pressure. If it's damp and sticky, you want to run a higher pressure to keep it from dragging dirt. A lot of the problems that we've had with this head were, number one, it being wore out, number two, us just not being familiar with it and it being new to us. So I don't see it giving us a lot of issue in the future. I do think some of the other hydraulic lines and hoses are probably going to give us fits. We do have 2 reel tubes that we pulled this morning to put on there. Otherwise, we should have this tuned up pretty well. And it's feeding a lot better than it was. And a lot of that's probably just from knocking the rust off of it. We got a decent sample. There are some open pods that probably could kick the fan speed up and blow those out, but we're gonna probably blow out some of the smaller beans as well. And we're not really leaving a whole lot behind, maybe 1 per square foot, so I'm happy with where the combine's set at. I made a comment on TikTok that Tucker and I one day this week cut 40 acres of beans, and I just kind of adjusted it over the course of those 40 acres. Some guy was like, yikes, 40 acres to set the combine? It's like, well, not really. I'm adjusting the concave down 1 millimeter each time, you know, and running 5 acres and seeing how I like that, or adjusting the fan speed up 10 to 20 RPM and seeing how I like that. And so just little things like that. Same with rotor speed, you know, adjust that 10 or 20 at a time and see how I like it. So the book gets you really close. It's not that complicated, and it's just fine tuning. And I set the chaffer and sieve to what the book said, and you really got to start with what your rotor's doing before you mess with those. So I'm happy with it, and I'd rather have a little bit of pod without the bean in it in the tank versus blowing the little beans out, because these are pretty good beans that we're in right now, but we did have a drought in August, so there's some small bean sizes in there, and we don't want to lose those, especially when the prices are what they're at. Got a skinny strip. There's 2 bald eagles right there. Look at that. Gosh dang, bald eagle approves of the 9770. That's a wrap, folks. Got a head full of grass from the end row. That's it on bean harvest. The phone did ring, and I have someone that wants us to cut 100 acres of beans for him on the other side of town, so I don't really know what to charge. I'll probably talk to some guys and see what they're doing, but might have 100 acres of beans still to go, might not, so stay tuned to see if we do some custom acres. Dumping. Now you can full throttle if you want. Sun's going down.
Man, if I get it to the chain.
Not a bad load. That's a wrap on harvest, guys. Totaled out tractor, rebuilt on the channel, somewhat rebuilt, still got some work to do. Totaled out combine and rebuilt on the channel. You gotta love it, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you guys love this series, love the journey this year. I want to do a heck of a lot more of this, and I'd like to have some more tractors, give you guys some more content, so I'm pumped. I'm gonna go dump this load on the truck. This grain cart sure worked out good this year. I should probably back up. Guess I better knock this pile down real quick. Letting the grain cart kind of clean itself out. Running low idle. But if you try to roll the tarp up over this, you're gonna get caught. I should be close to 1,000 bushel, hopefully. Oh yeah. Alright, time to shut her down. And that's it for the season. We put 124 hours on the 8300. Getting the combine blown off. They've got the header set on the trailer. We just need to strap it down. We gotta take this stuff home, guys. Video's not over. I know you thought it was done, but we got done with harvest, finished up. It's 40 degrees today. A storm rolled in overnight, or a cold front at least. So we're gonna get a cold start on the 9770 to end things off for you guys. Thanks for watching. It's been a fun year. All right, Andrew, fire it up. Come on, girl. She's cranky.